The key fundamental difference in this race will come down in November to the fact that while Mark Schauer puts his trust in big government and voting 96% of the time by record with Speaker Pelosi and Barack Obama proves it. He puts his trust in big government while I put my trust in the American people. Generally speaking, we do right. I was mentioning a couple of you today that while the election of Barack Obama is a tragic event for this country, yet it might be the absolute best thing that has happened in this country. Because it's like that bucket of cold water that's been dumped over our heads as Americans. Yeah, we thought the Republicans were bad, and they did leave their reservation. And they voted like Democrat light. But now we've been awakened to something that's even worse. And I think it's resurrected the battle, the Tea Party groups and the 9/12 groups and the liberty groups and the constitutional groups, and people are noticing and watching them. They're listening. They're taking notes. They're keeping records. They're showing up to events like this. During my time in office, I held coffees and town halls and meet and greets like this all across this district. And on a regular basis, we had 2, 3, 4 people. Now we're having 10, 15, 35, 75, 105 people that show up across this district. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And I tell people, we can complain about the politicians in Lansing or Washington, but remember, they didn't get there without being elected by the people. Now, some would say, well, I didn't do it. I say, wait a second, did you bring 7 other people to the polls to vote the right way? Well, you didn't do enough. It's beautiful being a guy who doesn't need this job necessarily. And having lost once, I know the pain, it can't be any worse. I can speak fairly forthrightly, but I can also say, I'm willing to do more than I've ever done before as well. And I'm hearing a lot of you saying the same thing. I'm willing to not go away this time. And I'm going to watch you, Walberg, if they elect you. Even though I'm going to support you, I'm going to watch you. And I'm going to hold your feet to the fire when necessary. And I expect you to stand upon the Constitution. And I expect you to represent this district within the confines of the Constitution. And if you don't do that, I'm going to give you a chance to make up. And if not, the next guy moves into place. That's a good thing. That's what Jefferson and Madison and Washington, Hamilton and Adams had in mind when they talked about our form of government, which was a Republican, not a Republican Party, but a republic, a democratic republic, Constitution-led democracy, under a principle of law that said everybody has an equal right and equal opportunity to use the freedom that we have here in the United States for their own good and the good of the rest of the country. So that's where we're at right now. I think probably best would be, use of time would be to say, why don't we let you ask some questions or make some comments, and I'll respond as necessary.
I know the opinion that tort reform is a quite important thing, because I think that half of the doctor bill that you pay when you go down to the doctor today probably goes to the insurance company, and then the insurance company, not wanting to go and argue in court, pays out the money, and the doctor gets the blame. Now that's my take on this whole situation about this tort and the need for this tort reform.
Yeah. I talked to a father of a doctor just a few weeks back, and he said, Tim, I really agree with that tort reform idea. My son has been in practice 15 years. He has only been sued once. That was last year, after 14 years of practice with no suits. And the only reason he was sued was because of the outcome that a lawyer said might have been caught if he'd have taken a couple other tests. Now he said, my son told me that those 2 tests that he was sued for not taking were inconclusive and probably would not have shown. But the fact that he didn't take it